Do you love people more today than you did yesterday? Maybe yesterday's too short a period of time, but a week ago, a month ago, a year ago, when you first came to faith, do you actually love people more than you used to? That's what we are hoped for in First Thessalonians 3:12, and it's what I've been praying for you and for myself today. First Thessalonians 3:12 says, "And may the Lord make you increase and abound in love for one another and for all, as we do for you." When I think about my journey of faith and my interaction with those around me, I realize that I am growing in love. There's been some times where I've also grown in hard-heartedness. And we as believers need to be intentional in how we do that. And it requires us to inspect every area of our life, not just our time at church, not just our time in business, not just our time at home with family, but everywhere we go. I actually am reminded of a time in my life when I had been really hurt by fellow Christians. At the end of that journey, as I kind of came back to the faith, as I became more focused on my faith, I realized that I liked non-believers, but I didn't like believers. Maybe you've experienced something like that. Let me know in the comments section if you have. Maybe you've been hurt by someone who's not a Christian, and so you've wanted to kind of push them off. But what I've found is, as I get closer to Jesus, I love people more. And I went into my first pastorate completely surprised that God wanted me to be a pastor. And I didn't really love Christians. I wanted to see people become Christians. I loved Jesus, and so I wanted people to experience the transformation that Jesus brings. But I didn't love Christians, and I didn't love the church. I loved some select individuals there, but as a whole, I could have done without them. But it was my first pastorate. I spent 8 years in a congregation, and sometimes there wasn't a whole lot of love coming my way. There were some awesome, great people. There were also some really difficult times. But it was at that church that God taught me to love my fellow believers, where I really grew and developed a heart for seeing people not just come to the faith, but mature in the faith, grow in the faith, grow and abound and increase in love for one another. And so it's my hope for you and I that in the business world, when we interact with our bosses, our employees, our clients, when we interact with our family or church members or people that are working in a store, when we happen to go in there, that everyone we would express love towards. Doesn't mean we run up to everybody and go, "Hey, I love you." But we actually want what's best for the people that we encounter. And as we interact with others, we actively think, how can I be a blessing to this person that I'm interacting with, even if it's just holding open a door and smiling? It can be that, or it can be mentoring someone and working heavily in their life. Each relationship, each interaction is going to be different. But it is my hope and my prayer for you and for me that we would grow together in our love for others. Yes, for one another, our fellow believers, but also for all. And that we would be an example to each other and to the world of how the love of God grows in us. God bless.